My little June garden here. So this was an area that what I did was I just excavated this little pond. This is pretty deep. This goes maybe like almost, it's like six feet deep. So it's pretty large, and it's been rainy, so it's filled with water. It would be not filled with water because although initially it held water, at this point it doesn't. It was never intended to hold water. It was supposed to have a canal attached to it where there's a constant flowing source of water, and it's supposed to just fill, and at the rate it fills it should be draining at the same rate, and it's going to be its natural stability. Just gotta keep an eye on it, and I think that's what's gonna happen. As long as I have water flowing in at about the same rate it's drying, we'll be fine. And the canalway is going to be dug pretty deep too, because I expect it to get filled with sand, and the more sand that fills into the canalway, the more reliable the water source will be. But anyway, so this was what I did was I threw a layer of soil on top of here, just about maybe 8 inches of topsoil. I dispersed in this area, and I cut the briars that were here, and it regrew. And here we have a stuff that's kind of established itself. It's a good variety. There's maybe like 20 different species of plants in here, annual and perennial. I had a wallflower that I had grown elsewhere. It was a nicer variety, but now they're kind of extinguished. They didn't return. But these wallflowers are very common kind. They're okay. I just don't really like the orange. But I have 2 types of knots. I have this gypsoglossum, and I got the scorpion, or whatever it is, in here. And they're to hopefully spread to the shadier areas. This is going to be a project. It's a pretty big area that I have. All I did was I chopped it, and it's all regrown. You can see how large it's grown, very tall, very bushy. It's a very thatchy, difficult territory. But what I did was the briars that were here, I pulled them out. I pulled about half of them out initially, and I cut half of them. I just didn't have the energy to pull all of them. And I pulled the remainder of them, and I just seeded this just like a couple weeks ago. And this is, I use a ground cover to help sprout things. I put a nice, it's about exactly what I wanted. Usually I go thicker, and thicker's a good way, actually. What I like to do is I'll use like a bunch of legumes and grow a ground cover with the legumes, but other stuff will pop up in the mix, and it's very protected. You don't have to water it, and if it's dry, it still survives well, because the legumes generally don't smother anything, and they're kind of a protection from the heat and the sun. And this is how I've planted out here in June with this method, and I had really good returns. It bloomed so thickly and with a diverse number of stuff. So here I'm doing the same thing. I'd put a little topsoil, and I think this is what I did is I put the topsoil, raked it out a little bit, put the lentils in, and then put some more topsoil on it, raked it out, and then put some variety of seeds and raked it out and tamped it a little bit. And it was dry for like a couple weeks before it even rained, which is fine. That's good. Kind of want to let the seeds settle a little bit, let the dew affect them a little bit, and then it gets rained on, and then it gets its sprouts, and then it starts to do okay. So that's looking okay. I didn't use a whole lot of seed either, so it's not a very little bit of seed, a lot of diversity. So let's see how that comes. And this top area, it still had briars in it, and I removed them, and I didn't, here there was like pretty much nothing growing because I removed everything. A few things I left. There's like some 5 spots. Those are annual self-seeders, and I want that to self-seed. So if it's growing okay in these conditions, it should hopefully habitate itself there, because Yeah, plants that do okay in condition. And this guy too, I like this one. This little, I forget the name of them, but these are annual self-seeders also. So and they look good with these. So you got the 5 spots in these, and it looks good with these other ones too. So hopefully we can get them colonized. And it's not, like again, Karens always love to have everything killed off. It's the evil of the world. They are the evil of the world. This is, you know, it's probably the most important thing to learn in life, is that these are real people, and they're very, like, you have to consider this. Imagine you're a person, and some Karen is triggered by your existence, and they have you thrown in prison and killed for something you didn't do. It's just something the Karen invented. This happens all the time. This happens throughout history. This is what happened to Jesus, actually, by the way, same thing. But that's what goes on. And certainly in my life, I have an endless number of foul experience because these people are constantly doing it, because they're triggered. And the satanic religion kind of says, well, if you triggered them, then you're at fault because you need to harmonize. And there's a reason for their, behavior. And if they found fault in you, you're guilty. And this is by this religious mechanics of a hypocrite, a lying hypocrite, a manipulating lying hypocrite. And that's what we're dealing with. And so I think I'm saying it's the most important thing to understand is that we have lying hypocrites, and they're doing this. Triggering them would be growing these little flowers here, and that's plenty of reason to trigger them, and that's reason for them to throw you in prison and have you, killed. And I'm not exaggerating. This is what the people do. But anyway, this fireweed stuff is kind of growing everywhere. It was a native here, and it's growing now abundantly here because I leave it, and I don't have too much of a problem with it. It does smother a little bit, but we're working with it, and it's smothering other things too. And I didn't experiment with the evening primrose. I let it seed and spread, and cut a little bit of it, and it's to see how tendable it is. And it's very tendable. I'm not concerned with it, so it's good that it's there. But I like these. They look good. Now, I'm not even sure. It could be Agastache. It could be a Hyssop, Anise Hyssop. Or it could be Salvia. It could be a type of Salvia. Or it could be a bergamot. It's like, I'm not sure. And we have these... lots of different stuff in here. What do we call those? Those are campions, type of campion. So it's going to be a nice thick display of campion. It's going to look good. Those are an annual self-seeder. It's good. So it's like, the things that make life good, it bothers these evil people. It really does. Just your joy offends them. And people should understand that that's a real kind of people, and they need to be recognized, okay? And what they want to do is have you recognized for something you're not. They want to slander and malign your character, and they do a very good job at it. They do, because this is pretty much all they do. And it's families and institutions. You go, how are these central bankers in power? What's going on with these guys? Well, what they do is malign the innocent, and they steal, and you can't get away with murder without pinning it on some innocent people and really convicting the people, and say, hey, look, they're the guilty ones. And since they're such religious fanatics in doing this, this is why they're in power, and that's what we have going on in the world.